With the discovery of gold and silver in the West, steam-driven trains carried prospectors, adventurers, and early settlers to new lands of opportunity. Beginning in 1872, 4 years before Colorado became a state, CF&I began purchasing land, mineral deposits, springs, coal, iron, and other mines and quarries. The Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy, and the newly organized Denver and Rio Grande Railroad needed steel rails to complete their lines north and south of the Transcontinental Railroad. In early 1880, ground was broken for our Pueblo, Colorado plant. Men and machinery moved in and transformed the barren land into Western America's first iron and steel mill. Communities, schools, and churches sprang up. Progress was on its way west, and it would move on rails. Our first blast furnace was blown in September 1881. 7 months later, the first rail made from Western steel was rolled. Billowing black smoke meant progress and prosperity in those days.
High-quality dairy products are no accident. It takes many years of experience. Experience we at Steffens have earned. Steffens began back in 1882, and we worked hard. By 1913, Steffens was the most important dairy in Kansas. In the 1930s, speedier delivery was needed. Motorized equipment replaced the horse and wagon. Citywide delivery routes were organized, and our new plant was completed at 700 East Central. Throughout the past 4 generations, Steffens has grown to become the largest independent dairy company in Kansas, employing hundreds of Kansasans and serving superior quality dairy products to many thousands of Kansas residents and visitors.
The American oil business was born in 1851, when the first well was drilled in Titusville, Pennsylvania. As uses for petroleum products multiplied in our growing industrial society, the search for oil spread from Pennsylvania to Texas, from the Gulf of Mexico to Alaska. Success in the search brought personal fortunes to hundreds and thousands of people.
Mining has been a staple of Wyoming's economy since the late 1880s. The state's coal helped the railroads open the West to settlement. In the early days, minerals were taken from the earth with little thought to environmental consequences. The young nation was growing and had little time to consider the effects of development on the countryside. Unlike the early days, the urgency behind mineral production no longer precludes sensible, environmentally sound development or consideration of the many different uses of Western coal land.
The dairy industry in Colorado began a little over 100 years ago, when 2 brothers, George and Melvin Sinton, started their milk business in 1880, 4 years after Colorado became a state. The brothers acquired a small piece of land in Colorado Springs, 12 red cows, and a little delivery cart drawn by a pony named Santa Fe. 14 quarts of milk a day were delivered to the residents of Colorado Springs at 10 cents a quart. By the mid-1920s, Sinton was the most important dairy in Colorado. Year after year, the dairy received awards and ribbons for superior flavor, quality, and freshness, and that tradition continues to the present.